Welcome back to the deep dive, where we really try to cut through the noise and give you the insights you need. Today, we're diving into a topic that I think resonates with so many of us, especially as we navigate life's changes. It's the quest for thicker, fuller hair. And it's not just about vanity, is it? It's often about that feeling of confidence, vitality.
Mm.
It feels really connected to our hair's health. We've all seen products, maybe even tried some, that promise the world revitalization, turning back the clock. But for you, our listeners, the real question is always, what's genuinely effective? And what's just, well, clever marketing? So today our mission is to peel back the layers on one specific product, the Fully Vital Serum. It really positions itself as a comprehensive solution for hair thinning or for regrowth. We're going to unpack its claims, look closely at the ingredients, delve into the science they mention, and explore the user experience. It's all based on the sources you've shared. So yeah, let's get into it. What's really behind this Fully Vital Serum's promise?
It's a great topic. And you're right, hair health is, well, it's much more complex than it looks. Hair thinning is incredibly widespread,
Mm.
particularly for women, and often linked to, major shifts like menopause, hormonal changes, stress, even just the aging process itself.
Great things that disrupt the natural cycle.
Exactly. These factors can dramatically disrupt the hair growth cycle. They push follicles into resting or shedding phases too early instead of letting them stay in that active growth phase. What seems particularly intriguing about Fully Vital, based on the sources, is how it claims to blend sort of time-tested ancient wisdom with really cutting-edge advanced ingredients.
Ancient wisdom meets modern science.
That seems to be the idea. So our goal today is a clear, fact-based exploration. We want to focus on what really matters for you to understand this multi-pronged approach they're claiming.
Okay, so speaking of claims, Fully Vital makes some pretty bold ones. They talk about restoring your hair's youthful glow, helping you regain volume and density,
Hmm.
and even saying they can make hair thinning and bald spots a thing of the past. I mean, those are significant promises.
They really are.
Their core philosophy, according to the sources, is the future of hair growth, rooted in ancient wisdom, which points to that blend you mentioned, Ayurvedic science, plus 15 advanced ingredients.
Hmm.
They even hint that some ingredients were, like, once only found in top anti-aging clinics. So when we hear these big claims restoring youthful glow, making bald spots disappear, what's the scientific reality check, especially for an aging scalp?
That's a really crucial question because biologically, hair growth is slow. We measure it in weeks and months, definitely not days. So when a product makes these kinds of holistic promises, you have to ask, okay, what are the mechanisms they're proposing?
How does it supposedly work?
Exactly. The sources say Fully Vital Serum targets 5 root causes of thinning hair, and it aims to reactivate dormant follicles. That's how they claim to get thicker, fuller hair.
Okay, 5 root causes.
And it's described as working in 4 different ways to promote growth, supposedly in a relatively short time frame. What I find interesting is the emphasis on protecting and strengthening the hair you already have while promoting new growth.
Ah, so it's doing 2 jobs at once.
That seems to be the claim. And that multi-pronged approach could be a key differentiator from other treatments that might just focus on, say, stimulating new growth but not helping the existing hair.
And the ancient wisdom part.
That likely refers to botanical ingredients, often from Ayurveda, known for nourishing the scalp, maybe stimulating circulation. These can certainly complement modern ingredients.
Right. So let's dig into those ingredients. The serum boasts 15 potent ingredients called clinically proven actives in the sources. Let's pull back the curtain on some key players. First up, rosemary oil. The sources highlight this one, saying it's as effective as 2% minoxidil for hair growth.
That's a significant comparison.
And it apparently plays a key role in promoting scalp circulation.
Yes, comparing it to minoxidil, a well-known pharmaceutical, is a bold statement. Scalp circulation is definitely vital for delivering nutrients to the follicles.
Okay, then there are copper peptides. The sources explain these help produce thicker hair follicles and increase levels of collagen and elastin on the scalp. Collagen and elastin. I usually think of those for skin. How do they help the scalp?
That's a good point. Copper peptides are quite interesting for hair. They're known to support tissue remodeling, which helps create a healthy scalp environment. So when we talk about more collagen and elastin on the scalp, we mean strengthening the dermal papilla, that's the base of the follicle.
Ah, like strengthening the foundation.
Exactly. It helps anchor the hair shaft better,
Hmm,
provides a robust base for growth. Think of it like improving the soil for the plant.
makes sense. What else stands out? Melatonin is on the list.
Yes, melatonin, usually linked with sleep, of course.
Right. But the sources connect it to New scalp hair growth and hair shaft thickness. How does that work?
Well, melatonin is a potent antioxidant, and some research suggests it might actually extend the anagen phase. That's the active growth phase of the hair cycle.
Interesting. And then there's caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
The sources say it helps block the shrinking effects of DHT and male hormones on the scalp and promotes longer hair. DHT. That's the hormone often linked to hair loss, right?
That's correct. Dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. It can miniaturize hair follicles, which is a key factor in pattern baldness.
So how does caffeine fight that?
The thinking is that caffeine penetrates the follicles and inhibits an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. That enzyme is what converts testosterone into the damaging DHT.
So less DHT means less shrinking.
Precisely. By reducing DHT's effect, caffeine can help keep follicles in their growth phase longer, producing thicker, stronger hair. The source also notes it's a tiny amount, just enough to wake up your hair follicles without impacting your sleep.
That's probably reassuring for people.
Definitely. And beyond those, you have ingredients like redensil.
Which stimulates hair follicle stem cells, promotes new hair growth, increases density.
Exactly. Redensil targets those stem cells. It sort of reserves for new hair. Reactivating them is fundamental for increasing density.
Okay. And Capixul.
That's mentioned for reducing hair loss, strengthening follicles, and generally enhancing hair health.
Wow, quite a list. There's also ginseng, hyaluronic acid, biotin, centella asiatica, methylvinylate adenosine, methylnicotinate mentioned too. It really sounds like a diverse mix.
It absolutely is a very multifaceted approach targeting different aspects of hair and scalp health.
Going back to that comparison with minoxidil, you mentioned the rosemary oil claim. The sources also stress that Fully Vital Serum doesn't cause huge shedding or a dread shed. What exactly is the dread shed?
The dread shed. That's a really critical point for many people considering hair loss treatments. It refers to that initial period, sometimes quite alarming, of increased hair shedding that can happen when you start something like minoxidil.
More shedding. That sounds counterintuitive.
It does, but it happens because the treatment pushes resting hairs into the growth phase quickly. This causes older, weaker hairs to shed faster to make way for the new ones. It is a sign it's working, but, well, it can be very discouraging to see.
I can imagine. So Fully Vital claims to avoid that.
Yes, the claim implies a gentler, maybe more gradual mechanism. The sources also claim faster results, 6 weeks for Fully Vital versus maybe 4 to 6 months for minoxidil to see changes.
6 weeks versus months. That's a big difference.
It is, and they emphasize it's 100% natural, no side effects. These are definitely ambitious claims. The sources do point to scientific references to back this up, reinforcing that science-backed angle.
Okay, so that's the science side. What about actually using it? What's the experience like day to day?
Fully Vital lays out an easy 3-step ritual. First, shake well, use once daily, they suggest evenings, as part of a relaxing routine.
Consistency is key.
Then, apply 1-2 dropperfuls directly to areas of thinning. Seems targeted, dry or towel-dried hair.
Right, directly onto the scalp. And finally, gently massage into the scalp with your fingertips, and then just leave it in overnight. No rinse needed. That seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the leave-in aspect is convenient for many people.
And for anyone worried about, greasy hair from applying something daily,
A common concern.
it's described as lightweight and fast-absorbing, and it won't leave your hair greasy or oily. Apparently, it dries completely in a few hours.
That's important for usability. If it's heavy or greasy, people are less likely to stick with it every day.
Exactly. Now, what about results? The timeline they give is, notice, reduced hair shedding and healthier hair within 3-4 weeks.
Okay, so initial signs, fairly quickly.
And then with consistent use, you'll see thicker, stronger, and longer hair in 2-3 months.
So more significant changes after a couple of months. That seems like a more realistic time frame for visible growth.
The sources also give some customer data. 95% saw less shedding in 30 days, and 93% saw new, thicker hair in 60 days. Those are really high percentages.
They're very strong numbers. When you see stats like that, the insight is to consider the context, as we always say.
Right. How was it measured? Who was studied?
Exactly. Without knowing the methodology, sample size, objective measurements, demographics, it's hard to fully interpret. But from a marketing perspective, those high percentages definitely aim to build confidence.
Sure. And they do mention it's specifically formulated to combat an aging scalp and works great for women over 60.
Targeting a key demographic experiencing thinning due to hormonal changes in aging, focusing on collagen and antioxidants for the scalp.
It seems like they focus on both the user comfort, non-greasy, no rinse, and that clear timeline.
Yes, it manages expectations while showing a path forward. And the sources include testimonials, too.
Right, like Diane, 76, from LA, saying, "This serum is growing so many new baby hairs." So happy.
Or Jennifer, 53, from Dallas. Reverse my thinning from hormonal changes after menopause. Love.
Yeah.
Adding that human element.
Yeah, real people's experiences. They also mention it's made in California using high-quality plant extracts from global partners.
And ships quickly from Ohio, usually 3 to 6 business days. Logistics matter, too.
Definitely. So for you, the listener, maybe thinking about this, what kind of assurance does Fully Vital offer? How do they build trust? Well, they highlight endorsements. Trusted by top doctors like Dr. Amy Horniman, Dr. Wendy Myers, and others.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Antonica Chanel is quoted saying she highly recommends Fully Vital Hair Serum because it's 100% natural, free from harmful chemicals, and safe for everyday use.
Okay, doctor recommendations always carry weight. But what should a discerning listener think about here? What makes an endorsement credible?
That's a really good question. In the wellness world, it's key to understand the nature of the endorsement. Is it general advice or specific to this product based on solid, independent data?
Right, like peer-reviewed clinical trials, double-blind, placebo-controlled, those are the gold standard.
Exactly. While a doctor's name adds authority, you'd ideally want to know the rigor behind the claims they're endorsing.
The sources also list other labels, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, gluten-free, vegan, clean ingredients.
And third-party tested. That sounds important.
It is. Third-party testing implies an independent check on the product's purity and what's actually in it. That adds a layer of verification beyond just the company's own claims, and they say it's safe for all hair types.
And then there's the financial side. They offer a 180-day return policy. That's 6 months.
Wow, yeah.
They call it their hair revival promise. Basically, if you don't see results, you don't pay. It's that simple.
A 180-day guarantee is, well, it's pretty robust in this industry. It shows a lot of confidence, or at least a commitment to customer satisfaction.
Removes a lot of the risk for the buyer, right? Gives you ample time to see if it works for you.
Absolutely. Companies offering guarantees that long usually feel pretty good about their product's performance for most people.
The sources also clarify it's a one-time payment, no auto ship or hidden fees, which is good to know.
Always a plus. No subscription traps.
And they mention potential deals like saving 40% or getting free gifts like a scrunchie or comb with certain bundles.
So if you put it all together, the doctor endorsements, the natural claims, third-party testing, and that very long money-back guarantee, it's clear they're working hard to build consumer confidence.
Yeah, and that's reinforced by the customer rating mentioned. 4.85 by 5,000 plus happy customers.
Mm-hmm. It paints a picture of trust.
So we've really dug deep today into this Fully Vital Serum. We've looked at that blend of ancient wisdom and modern science they talk about. We unpacked those 15 ingredients, the step-by-step usage, the promises of less shedding and thicker hair.
Yeah.
We considered the focus on natural ingredients, the non-greasy feel, and that pretty significant 180-day guarantee, all based on the info provided.
And I think this deep dive really highlights a crucial skill for anyone navigating wellness products today. It's about looking beyond just what a product promises.
Right, getting into the how.
Exactly. Examining how it claims to deliver, the mechanisms involved, and really assessing the strength of the evidence behind it. It encourages you, the listener, to look at the whole picture, the science, the practical use, the guarantees when you're making choices about your health, your confidence.
It's about differentiating the marketing from the potentially genuine innovation.
Well put. Empowering yourself to make informed choices.
So what stands out to you after hearing all this? We really hope this discussion has given you a clearer, more informed, maybe even a more critical perspective on how a product like Fully Vital positions itself for hair revitalization. It's a complex journey for many. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning.
And keep exploring.